Hello, hello, successful souls, and welcome to episode 74 of the Spiritual Success Podcast. We are trucking along, and my goodness, we've been having more fun than ever. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who came out to the Forever Kind of Love Masterclass, the evolution of attracting to everlasting. And then, of course, my favorite part is having you come, me, and join Joey and I in our other masterclass that we hosted. It was so fun getting to see all of you on Zoom. We had an amazing turnout, and it was just so freeing and funny and very vulnerable of myself to, have Joey there with me and really just have his perspective and show you what it was like to be with a woman like me who has really evolved so much over the last few years, who have matured and really has found her power, who's now leading, a multi-six-figure company within the first year of her business. It takes a lot through going through having our children's and death in our family and bankruptcies and all the things. So it was so fun to hear his perspective and have him share that with you. And the questions that you asked were so intimate. It was such a special space. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing not only myself this time, but for my favorite, my best friend, my forever, for allowing us to shine our light. So thank you for that. I wanted to remind you that if you missed the masterclass that we had, it is certainly available for you to check out, okay? The Evolution of Love masterclass was with Joey and myself, again, talking about the ups and downs, the roller coasters, the whole journey, and how we are, really truly happier than ever 10 years into our relationship. If you'd like to check that out and see the two of us together for 2 hours, that is available for $222. You can reach out to info@cynthiastant.com, or you can go down to this link and we can make sure that we are leaving that for you so you can purchase that. That's available now as a replay, but I promise you're gonna take just as much away on the replay as if you were watching it there live with us. That's how we like to teach. And of course, if you have any additional questions about after watching that, jump inside the Spiritual Success Sorority, ask your questions away. I'm there, my team is there, and anybody who attended is me there as well to help answer and support that for you. So that is now available for you. But also I want to remind you that today, as you are listening, is the very last day that we have enrollment for my signature program of the Spiritual Success Experience, Mastering Relationships. Now, this works one of two ways. You can come in and work with us for 7 weeks inside the Mastering Relationship Signature Program, where you can join the ladies in my 12-month container, the Spiritual Success Experience, and feel what it's like to surround yourself with women who are really making an impact, who are really showing up in their power, who are taking the steps forward to level up in all areas of success. I would love to invite you to come and be part of that as we really focus on relationships. Of course, romantic relationships, but also the one with her, your inner feminine beast, because yourself is the most important relationship to have. You go first and everybody responds. So not only that, but we're going to be discussing in depth relationships with our families, with our friends, and also with our clients. And really talking about what it means to be a woman in your relationship, not just any type of woman, a powerful woman, right? Because we're all inner feminine beasts here. So make sure that you understand that it's going to be talking about femininity and living in alignment and really how to be the best partner. We're also going to bring Joey back in this, and we're going to have his perspective, a Q&A session with him, and him really talking about the things that he wanted to share. I'm giving it over to him. I'm passing the mic. I think I'm crazy, but I would love for you to hear, my better half's, his perspective. And so all of that's gonna be happening in this 7-week program. Today is the last day because we're kicking off tomorrow. We're meeting on Zoom, so you can be virtually face-to-face, and you'll be inside the Facebook group with the Ladies in Spiritual Success Experience. But also, just as a reminder, we are now congratulating many of the women who said yes to their success and are joining us in the full 12-month Spiritual Success Experience. What's really cool about that is you get all of the signature programs, all of them. So whether we're discussing mindset, or we're talking about mastering meditation, or we're talking about energy work, or we are doing money mindset mastering, or if we're doing relationships, and coming up soon, get ready, what's next? It's going to be fitness, health, and wellness, especially around the holidays. That's why I really scheduled it that time. So if you would like to be part of that full container, there are significant savings for being a full member, but also too, you get all of the master classes. So the one that I answered, or excuse me, was talking about earlier at $222, that's included. And so are all the others. So if you're truly committed and you really want to understand that in order to get lasting results, it takes time. And if you do not quit, you will not fail. So having accountability, having my team checking in on you all the time, and being a container of women who really inspire you, motivate you, and uplift you, that is the ultimate answer. Spiritual Success Experience is everything it takes to be not only a CEO of your business, but the leader of your life. Really happy and so grateful for all the women that are joining us in that program. Okay, so let's talk about today's topic. Today's topic is the power of prayer and how you may be doing it wrong. What? Okay, so I do pray every single day. I pray every single day. When I first wake up in the morning, I'm just so grateful. I feel excited for the day. When I go to sleep, I feel proud. When I see my babies, I feel so much love in my heart. I say thank you a million times a day. Today, actually, I broke down in tears, like literally fell to my knees just because we had one of the biggest days ever as far as cash days in our business. And it just blows my mind away. That today, we earned in the company our highest day, but a day that used to be my full year salary. It was really amazing to start having months that used to be full year salaries, but now it's like days. And so it blows my mind. So yes, I pray all the time. I'm grateful all the time. I cry a lot too. It's okay to cry. You don't have to apologize when you do. But I am an avid reader. I want to share with you my favorite book of all time. I'm kind of cheating because it is like 10 books in one. But there's an author that inspires me more than any. And I start my morning with reading his material. What an amazing teacher, a mystic, Neville Goddard. And if you can see me on video, this thing is legit. It's heavy. I kind of am bad because I gave it to Joey for our 9-year wedding anniversary, and then I went and I stole it. I still share it with him, but he reads it every morning. I read it every morning, and it really gets you into the mindset to remind you, you don't have to do any of this. You get to do this, but really do it in your power. And very much of the ideas of inner feminine beast were brought to me in my awareness by doing his work, by understanding that I am divine, that within me I am the child of God, that by being in alignment and recognizing that I can do so much more, create a greater impact, make more money, and have so much more freedom because I am. I always say I am her, but you've heard this before, the power of I am. I am. I wanted to read something to you today because I noticed that as I become more aligned and I stand more in my power, and the more I really am connected to the highest version of myself, my inner feminine beast, I noticed my prayers have changed completely. And so when I was reading the other day, I read a part of this book that really stood out to me. I was just like, what? And for the first time ever, I usually journal, but this time I actually wrote in the book. So Joey, when you see that, sorry, I know you know who it was, but he probably wouldn't like that. But I wrote wow, and I starred, and I underlined it, and I just was like, I think people need to hear this. And as I was coming up with ideas for podcasts, I was like, wait, the book I read this morning. So I want to share this with you. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to be reading from the Neville Goddard collection. His first writing, 1939. It's from a book called, or an essay more so, a really long one called At Your Command. As I open this up, I giggle to myself. If you can see me on video, you're going to chuckle too. One of my favorite clients, I shouldn't say that favorite, I mean my best friends, really, an amazing client. She's part of the Spiritual Success Experience, and she's one of my executive sales clients because I train her team on sales, is Kimberly. She's such a boss. I'm using her bookmark from her newest best-selling book, I See a Boss Babe. I See a Boss Babe. And I thought that was so cool. I'm like, man, I want my face on a bookmark. But yes, Kimberly, if you're listening, I use your bookmark in my favorite book every day. So, all right. And by the way, I didn't mean favorite. That's the funny part about being live. You're just sitting here and like sometimes you just say things. I never script stuff. I like to flow. It's so much better. Okay, so this is what I'm going to read to you. And again, the idea of I am. I am. So, whom do you say that you are? Who do you say that I am? For your conviction of yourself, your opinion of yourself, will determine your expression in life. He states, you believe in God, believe also in me. In other words, it is the me within you that is God. Take a little break right there. When you become a metaphysical woman and you really understand that there's so much around you that you cannot see, you'll begin to realize that the universe is governed by laws. For instance, if I hold a pen and if I let it go, does it just float away? No, it falls down every single time. It falls because of gravity. Gravity, what goes up must come down. And the funny part is when you see something being pulled by gravity, you don't actually see gravity, but you see how it affects the object. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And the thing about gravity, what's interesting is that it works consistently every single time for every single person. It works for me just like it does for, Joey, as it does for Brad Pitt, as it does for a homeless person. What goes up must come down every single time. It is a law. There are so many laws that govern the universe, but one of the biggest laws is the very first law of the universe, which is the all. We're all connected. We are all consciousness. Everything that flows through me is connected to everyone else. If you think about it, if you're sitting on a chair and you look at that chair under a microscope, we know from high school, right, that it's made out of atoms. You zoom in extra close, and the thing is, it's not actually solid. It's constantly in motion. And as you zoom into it, you'll see that that atom is filled with 99% space. But what is the space? It's consciousness. Look around where you're at right now. Do you see all the objects? Do you see if you're in your car, the steering wheel, if you're at your desk at the office, your office at the desk, you know what it is. I mean, there's so many objects around you, but that's what we focus on. We forget to look at all the space. Pay attention to how much space is around you. It's a whole lot more. What is the space? It's consciousness. And because nothing's actually solid, we're constantly in consistent vibration. It means that we're not actually separated. My skin is not solid. It's made of a bunch of atoms that are in constant vibration. Therefore, I'm not disconnected from the space around me. There is no solid boundary. Now, these are really big concepts, but I wanted to get your wheel spinning, get some light bulbs going off to help you kind of think of something new. But basically, God is everywhere, in everything, in you. I am. So praying then is seen to be recognizing yourself to be that which you now desire, rather than its accepting form of petitioning a God that does not exist for that which you now desire. So can't you see why the millions of prayers are unanswered? Men pray to a God that does not exist. For instance, to be conscious of being poor and to pray to a God for riches is to be rewarded that which you are conscious of being, which is poverty. Prayers to be successful must be claiming rather than begging. So if you would pray for riches, turn from your picture of poverty by denying the very evidence of your senses and assume the nature of being wealthy. We are told, when you pray, go within secret and shut the door. And that which your Father sees in secret, with that will he reward you openly. Do you see how this is so aligned with so many things that I say? I remind you the power of her, that you are the child of God. And by being the child of God, you are God. Like, you have God within you. And you are the creator of your reality because you are made in the image. You are then the creator. And so it's really interesting when you realize everything is for you, by you. And I often say that it's important to do everything in alignment with her, the highest version of yourself, the end result. So when he said, don't beg for it, claim it. I always say, if you want something, don't hope for it. Know it, own it, claim it, You can, you will, you are. In my mind, it's always already done. See the end result. Go within your mind, because remember, everything around you in the physical isn't who you are, it's who you were. Your past thoughts, feelings, and actions got you here. If you don't like it, you change it. How? You play with the higher realms. Manifestation is a process. Everything starts in the highest realm of spirituality, the spiritual realm. I call it the sea of all possibilities, where every single outcome is possible and your little brain can't even fathom. So when something comes into your mind and you get inspired, or you want something to happen, you align with it in your mind, get excited. Don't feed it as in far, like send it with doubt. Don't feed the doubt, feed your beast. Don't start worrying that you can, how will it work, and all these things. Just get excited that it's in your mind, because it means you're already manifesting. You've already brought something from the spiritual down into the mental. And next is to bring it into the physical. But how do you do that? You have to play with it in the mental. You have to feel it already as if it's there. If you can dream it, you can do it. That's what Disney says. If you can see it in your mind, then it's real. That's what Picasso says. It's true, because how else are you experiencing it? It's not real in this form, but it certainly is real. Gravity is real. The funny thing is, you can't see gravity, but you can see images in your mind, and you still say they aren't real, but they are. So realize when it's time to pray. Don't hope somebody gets better. Hoping is positively doubting. I want you to see them as whole. I want you to see them healthy. When it comes to riches and, being a wealthy person, when you are not here right now in the physical, or even to get more, perhaps you are. You can always have more, because nothing's created, nothing's destroyed. The world is so abundant. You must go there in your mind. You must feel it. Aligned thoughts plus aligned feelings plus aligned actions is how you get aligned results. So I thought this was really interesting. I was really inspired by this. And this is something that I've been talking about for a really long time. And I just thought Neville said it so lovely and beautifully. And I wanted you to really think about it. Next time that you say your prayer, don't talk about what you don't have and asking for that thing. Go to what you want as if you already have it. This is it. This is it. This is also how I've done it. How I've gone from where I was 3 years ago to where I am now. So with that being said, if you haven't already, I want to make sure that you come and join me inside the Spiritual Success Sorority. Just a reminder, the Evolution of Love, the fun masterclass that we hosted together, Joey and I, is now available for purchase. And then also, we are in the last day of enrolling for the signature program, Mastering Relationships, the 7-week program with me. Or of course, to get all of the signature programs, all of the masterclasses, and be in a container of women who really can support you along your journey and have accountability. Come and join us inside the Spiritual Success Experience. You'll have significant savings when you commit to the full year. So I'm here to support you. Any questions that you have, make sure you are reaching out to us. You can email us at info@cynthiastan.com or come hang out with us in our community. Acknowledge it, embrace it, see it through.